You gotta be cool, calm, collected, look your feel.
Hey, it's Nate again. So, talking hot Google Docs stuff this week. So, I thought I'd give you the final Google Docs video that you're going to see for a while. Let's take a look at a Google Doc I made. I did not actually make all this, let's be honest. But hey, I'm a good digital citizen. I did cite where I got it from. Live science. I took an article. Let's imagine I wanted to talk about this in my class. I might put this stuff on a Google Doc. But we need to know how we can work with it and this and that. So today I want to show you just a few more, maybe a little bit more advanced things that you can do with Google Docs and talk to you about it. We talked about grandma's toolbar last time. I would be at risk of being a bad person if I did not show you, you can add more fonts. And I'm talking about 800 types of fonts. You can find what type of font you want. If you want handwriting type fonts, pull them up. If you want popular ones, whatever you want. Well, all you have to do to create your own font gallery is you make a click. So if I like Pacifica, I'm going to click on it so it has that. And then I say, okay, now when I go to fonts up here, Pacifica is going to show in my fonts that I use. So I'm going to say, yeah, I want that in Pacifico, so it's cool. Anyways, you got to customize your fonts. That's a great thing. If you go to your, sometimes you might find words that you're typing all the time and you're not, you get the little, this is spelled wrong, and you're like, no, it's not. There's just some words that you use all the time. I'll give you one for example. Here's my daughter's name, Chalet. Chalea. How is that not coming up as misspelled? You might be wondering. Well, let me show you. You can go to your personal dictionary, and the easiest way to get there is just go up to help and start typing in personal dictionary, and there it appears. You can add words that you are typing all the time that you don't want marked as misspelled. So Churchill CSD I type all the time. Here are some crazy teacher names. Our school's on Main Street, spelled like the state. And so, you know, it's nice just to put those things in there and then you say add it to your list. So if I wanted to say Chalet is in my personal dictionary, I say add it, then I don't get the annoying little this is spelled wrong when I know that it's not. Let's see, what else could we talk about? We've talked a little bit about keyboard shortcuts, which are cool, and dictating. When you go to your Google Drive, I think a really nice one is if you go to your settings like this, make sure that you have this clicked on your Chromebook. That will allow you to work on your documents, even if you're somewhere without Wi-Fi. And so you just click that and it's going to sync what you're doing with the little hard drive in your Chromebook. And that way you get to, you know, work even if you don't have Wi-Fi with you. So that's good. Let's talk about images in Google Docs. So here's one. It came with the article. Wonder if I like this image, but I kind of don't. If I click on it, you can see I get the good old blue surrounding thing, and I can, you know, tilt it, or I could grab a corner and change the size, or I can even stretch it if I want to be weird. But here's something maybe you didn't know. Let's go up to this other one. If I double click inside of it, notice we got these little black kind of like hash mark things. This is to crop. So I can crop this picture right within Google Docs. So if I just want that guy so it looks like he's standing in a giant golden pillar, because that would be so cool, I'm going to do that. And then I click outside and it has just cropped it within there. So that's something that is maybe new to you. We've talked a little bit about collaborating and making comments. So you know that if I was like highlighting this, I get the little icon. But one thing you may not know, if I wanted to tell a specific person to read about this, I put the plus and then start, maybe I wanted to tell my principal here, read about which will be America's flagship particle physics. Maybe she's really into that. If I click that, this is going to send her an email that says, Nate Waite has put a comment on here for you to read, basically. And so she'll be able to go and it will bring her right to whatever I put in the highlighted area. So it directs her attention directly to specific things. Now, if we were working collaboratively and there was different tasks that needed to be completed, maybe a section or something like this, I could click assign to Amy. And then this turns it from just a notification into like an assignment. It's like saying, hey, you need to do that. I'm not going to tell my principal what to do. So I'm turning that right off. Okay. Another thing that's kind of cool sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I'm not super good at it, but is inserting a drawing. I think the most useful tool or use of inserting a drawing would be if you wanted to put like a signature, if you want to have like a cool document in your signature. So you go to insert drawing, and this brings up a super basic like paint tool. You can make little shapes and whatnot. You could even start with an image and diagram, like maybe label parts of a cell or something, that would be kind of cool. But if you want to do the little signature, just go here to line and go down to scribble. And with your mouse, this is why I don't like it. I'm not very good. I'm going to try to do my signature. Oh boy, this is like third grade. You get the idea, right? So there's my signature, and then I can say save and close, and it inserts it right in there. If you're super good at making your signature with a mouse, too cool. What I have done actually is I did this once, and I was super careful, and I saved it as a PNG file so I could insert it. But some people like, if you're super skilled and you don't have like a shaky hand, you can go right to insert and add an e-signature, basically is what you're doing. So these are just a few things. I would also invite you to take a look at insert table. This is one that I use all the time. If I were making my own document, let me see if I have one super handy that I could just grab. Yeah, I do right here. So especially if I'm giving something to people to fill out. So this was something for a student to generate ideas for problem solving. You could see this box. When you see that, you're like, oh, I'm supposed to fill that in. It's just like a given. Your brain just automatically tells you that. All I've done is gone to table and a 1-by-1 box. And then, let me do one in the bottom here. So if I'm here, like, man, I want them to enter some answers here, 1-by-1. And then if I want it big, I'm just going to click in there and then click enter several times to make it a Gigantor box. And so that's useful. I would also suggest that if you're going to use Google Docs for collaboration, make a table, even if it's just a table like, like this. Like if you're like, I want to have all the kids in my class answer, just take it, and then you could say something like, put your initials in column 1 and your comment in column 2. That will save you a lot of headaches, because what happens if you don't is people start typing and then somebody else will enter the document later and they'll start typing in the middle of the other person's sentence. And then everybody gets mad. And then they're like, see, this is, and then they blame you for every problem in the world. So these are just a few pointers to kind of finish off our discussion about Google Docs. I would say you're probably pretty solid with Google Docs now. We could someday, if you wanted, go deep into the inner processings of cool things and add-ons and that. But have a good day for now, and Google Doc away. I would love to see examples of creative uses of Google Docs that you have created. So I'm saying pretty please, when you're done with one, if you want, come up here to share and type in my email address, nate@edtechflex.com. You can even just say I can only comment, so I won't mess it up. But I just love to see what you're putting together. It will help me kind of see where we can go from here. So have a great day, everybody. Rock on.